7,995 pounds, the 313 Bunkhouse double slide, potentially bath and a half Catalina here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This, I think, is a neat new offset to a classic like the 323 Bunkhouse, which has both of the slides on the driver's side. Here's what I like about this. It gives you the same super slide living space, better entertainment center, more storage, double awnings, all the windows on the campsite, and pretty much any other good quality you could ever want in a trailer like this. It gives you all of those. The only hiccup with it is that it is pretty long. So you're gonna, like, if you look at a lot of half-ton towability charts, you'll be like, oh boy, it's within my towing weight. Remember, this is a pretty long trailer, so let's make sure that we're checking the tow vehicle accordingly. And if you don't know what you can tow, then give our team here at Haylett RV a call so we can measure twice and buy once. I don't want you being scared or unhappy with your purchase after you take it home. Like a lot of trailers with slides that kind of can be a little bossy, when the slide's closed, you can definitely get into the bedroom and bathroom no sweat. And at a glance, you look at it, you go, well, that's all, folks. But here's the thing. I am a grown man who's carrying a little bit too much weight on me. And here's what I noticed. If my life depended on it, I can slip through here just like I just did without touching the slide. I ain't telling you it's comfortable. I ain't saying it's easy and convenient. I'm saying I can do it. If I had to get in here to pack this up, if I had to get to the fridge, what I could do is either myself or my wife, one of us could slide in here. The other person could pass stuff in that I could then pack up, or she could pack up, or one way or the other. But then again, nudging that slide just a couple inches, that ain't exactly hard, and the switch is obviously right there. The other cool thing, note this too. They gave you some extra counter space with that flip up, but by making it a flip up, it's there when you need it, but it still allows for that sort of like emergency sort of slide closed access like you just saw here. Now that being said, I'm going to see if I can suck in my gut and squeeze back through here. But the good news is that command center right there is located where you can't really like get stuck in here. Now, of the myriad of things this RV does well, which is a fancy word I learned in 7th grade that means lots of things. It looks really good when you're writing a high school paper, is those huge campside windows. It gives you the look and feel of a much larger camper. Like, this feels like an opposing triple slide, even though it's only a double slide, and that's what's cool. Like, it comes in under 8,000 pounds. Most brands that build a layout like this, even with both slides on that side, they're usually like 8,300 pounds. I don't know what it is about this one. Like 8,000 pounds isn't an ultralight, don't get me wrong. I'm just surprised it's not more. Now, as if all of the sleeping in the bunkhouse wasn't enough, we went ahead and upgraded this to a trifold sleeper sofa. But there's a very good reason that we did it, because even if you're not going to use it for sleeping, it's a more comfortable daytime seat at that no neck wrecker entertainment center we're looking at right there versus a conventional bifold. But I also want to demonstrate the fact that, you have a little sleeper dinette here. That's not what I wanted to demonstrate. What just happened to be a thing that I saw. I saw something shiny. Anyway, trifold hide-a-bed right here. It does not block the camper off. So if you have someone sleeping there, and that's a good guest sleeping space for adults, by the way, not just kids, you can still pass through the entertainment center. A little easier if I would have folded the TV out of the way, of course, but it never blocks the camper off. Now from there, taking a look at the entertainment center, a couple things, and there's some stuff that's not easy to see here, especially since the TV's already in the way, but I mean that in a good way. There's actual HDMI wiring running off the back of that. You can't see it, so you have a high-def capable TV, and you actually have high-def wiring. I like the accent wall for that entertainment center. Optional electric space heating fireplace down here is something that we like to apply to our Legacy Catalinas here at Haylett RV. Now you'll find that a lot of the Catalina Legacy floor plans have the option for a 10 cubic foot 12 volt compressor fridge. You notice it's not here. This is not one of the floor plans that can accept that refrigerator due to the location of those pantry doors right there. The compressor refrigerators stick out a little bit further, and they would block you from accessing that pantry space that I don't think you want to lose. We'll open that up in just a second, but first we're going to zero back in on that countertop space. Between the flush mount stove, which is an upgrade from the Summit Catalina to this Legacy series, and these flush mount stove covers, and that flush mount sink covers. What I'm getting at, let me try to say this again in English. I am tired, I'm dehydrated, it's hot, it's the end of the day, please bear with me. So, flush stove, flush sink, countertop extension leaf gives us good prep space in this little corner area here. Now, compared to the Summit series, the Legacy series has a flush stove, not a surface stove, and a high-rise sprayer faucet. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. That was tough. There's smoke coming out of my ears. No matter what Catalina you're looking at, though, in the 8-wide segment, you're going to get the handy little pop-up power tower right here with the juxtaposed household outlets and a pair of USB plugs right down below. Now, being 6'9" tall, it means that they have a little more overhead cabinet space, but first, an easy thing to miss, but I think an important one to start on, is the storage below the dinette. You can see that they're giving you doors for the dinette so that you don't have to go tearing the whole thing apart to get to it. Now, whether it's that tabletop, the bathroom counter, or the kitchen counters, all the counters are a sealed edge press membrane material. Same as the sink inserts, by the way. So if you do happen to splash some water around, no big deal. Now, I like that dedicated space there for a wastebasket, but you could just as easily put a wastebasket under that extension leaf and use that big open pocket for things like extra dish soaps, for instance. A trio of full extension drawers also greet us here in the kitchen. Plywood box, the top of which is partitioned to give you handy little forks, spoons, knives place. This is all pocket screwed cabinetry, by the way. If you don't know what that means, it means it's screwed together, not stapled together. Stapled together cabinetry is not the end of the world, guys. It's just that there's a difference between good and better. And when it comes to structural items, Catalina tends to really lean on the side of better as opposed to just good. Dedicated good pantry space right there, and even a little bit of bonus space below that fireplace. You'd have a bigger cabinet if you didn't have the fireplace, but that electric heater is awesome. Not to mention the fact that it can just look cool, and you can use it for visuals without turning on the heat aspect as well. And this private rear bunk room is absolutely awesome. All the windows that you see are going to open for airflow. Larger, wider bunk up top. I call it big kid bunk in case you've got a taller kid that can kind of sleep crosswise on there. And down below, entertainment space, a little bit of storage. And if you got a little up there instead of a big, even a big is going to appreciate the fact that we've got a built-in ladder. Now, over here in the slide, you see a very common configuration, but it's something that I think some people have kind of gotten a little bit of fatigue on. I call this a converticube system. Don't know if that's the official name for it or not. It's just what I've always called it. And people are, I think they're getting kind of bored with it, but I also think it's because they don't always realize all the things this slide can do. Now, the two obvious configurations are top bunk up and lower lounge, and top bunk down and sleeper down here. But also note the fact they're two separate areas. This is a triple bed bunkhouse that sleeps 4 because you could easily use one or both of those. And these down here, they are adult sized. Now usually this is where more people tend to just stop displaying this bunkhouse, but this is where I'm just getting started. The first alternate arrangement I like to demonstrate is what I call the gamer super sofa. Because if you do let the kids, you know, bring a little entertainment system or something like that, they're gonna bounce, thrash around, bonk their head against the wall. And this is kind of like a little safety pad system here, the way I have this set up. You know, they don't mind kind of sitting a little bit lower. And, you know, once again, it's another way to use that overhead flip-up bunk. But the final configuration is truly my favorite. Because, like the mighty Voltron, defender of the universe, these components combine to form the Catalina Battleford. Now, I like to call it Fort Battlina, but, you know, I'm weird like that. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Catalina Battlefort. You can't get in without a password. It's just that simple. Now I'm being silly, obviously, although I would totally play Fort with my kid on a rainy day. The point I'm making here is exactly like you see. It's a blank canvas. There's nothing that says you have to do it one way or another. You do whatever you want in this bunkhouse. It's your own little play kingdom, and that's what's so cool about it. Plus, there's a door that shuts. I call it Mom and Dad's sanity door. So if the kids want to fight about how to set up Fort Battlina Super Lounge couch, who cares? Obviously, every bunk has its own light, and we've got a set of USB plugs right here, right between the kind of, you know, bunk slide area to help keep the kiddos' stuff charged up on a rainy day. Now, this corner right here, this normally, the standard build on this is a walk-in closet. However, you can option it with a half bath like we did right here. And I think this is an awesome way to really differentiate this RV right here from so many of the other, you know, 2-slide camp kitchen bunkhouses. This is cool right here, something special. Now, jumping from the rear half bath up to the front master bathroom, something kind of obvious presents itself. Well, I mean, what's obvious is that I'm staring at a 6'9" floor-to-ceiling linen cabinet. That's cool. But a few things. This is a bunkhouse that has a shower, not a tub. It also has a toilet next to each of the sleeping spaces so that nobody ever has to disturb the other people on the opposite end of the trailer at night if somebody has to use the bathroom. Now, good for not just mom and dad. You got tall kids, you got a 6'9" camper, you have a taller shower that even big idiots like me can fit into. And I've been told that even if you're not an idiot, you can fit into it as well. Who knew? And as you see, that's a dual entry bathroom located right next to that front master bedroom, which, again, if you remember from the beginning of the video, is right next to the entry door. So, even though it's like, some people say, yeah, but I really like the direct entry bathrooms. The door goes straight to the toilet, no floor vents, no carpeting. I think that's close enough to qualify as a direct entry bathroom, personally. Opinions differ, and that's why we carry 500 plus flippin' RVs at Haylett RV. I cannot find the one that everybody agrees on. Full overhead cabinet and Legacy series. Both sides of the bed have household and USB outlets. Beautiful accent wall. Storage below the bed. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. The action in this RV happens in the living room, the kitchen, and Fort Catalina. A sharp, modern look with some good-looking linear lines bathed in that awesome afternoon sunlight. That's what greets us when we step outside here in this Catalina. I mean, it's got all the eye appeal. You know, it looks absolutely fantastic as we wrap around that 67% thicker aluminum nose there, all painted up. So it's going to really be good in terms of resisting weathering and oxidation. The power tongue jack up front does the heavy lifting for you, which, you know, a big sucker like this, give you some tennis elbow cranking it up and down. Over here, you can see that these are built by someone who actually goes camping. Just by the location of the hookups, things make sense, like having our outside shower, including that nice little high-mounted shower handle holder up here, so if you do want to take a little outdoor cowboy rinse-off shower, hopefully still wearing your swimming trunks unless you're at a clothing optional facility, and then good on you, mate. But the point I'm making here is it makes sense this stuff is all together over here. Now, you've got 2 black tank flushes on this model because we have built it with that optional half bath that we saw inside. And I'm stressing this because most of the time, if an RV has a black tank flush, especially in a travel trailer, frankly, it's only about 50-50 and even high-level fifth wheels, that your extra bathroom will have a black flush. Whereas you see here, if you get the second bath, you get a second black flush. It's great, isn't it? And like all other Catalina Legacies, we have an enclosed underbelly here for that extra protection. Our slides are triple sealed on all Catalinas as well. You can see there's an interior wiper seal there, an exterior wiper seal there. And then on the inside, there's a bulb seal as well as the outside. So when the slide is all the way open or closed, it has 3 points of contact, but it always has a minimum of 2. And those wiper seals are going to do a great job because it has a really rough textured seal gripping slide wall over there. And it's those kind of function first features that come first at Catalina, like a fully walkable roof, 5/8 tongue groove plywood floor decking, just again to give you an idea, 16-inch on center studs all the way around the RV, which is pretty much common construction for this class. It's not the method, it's the execution, and this is a brand that executes very well, and I justify that by virtue of the fact that I don't seem to see them in our service center with all kinds of issues. Now over here, the whole campsite of this thing is just loaded with stuff to talk about. And yet another thing they did right, double awnings. You've got an awning right off the super slide plus another awning in front of it, so you're not losing a big chunk of 12 foot by 3 foot of the awning under a, you know, say 14 foot awning. Now, I don't mind when a small slide's under an awning, but a big super slide like that, although there are still some benefits, such as effectively having a free slide topper, it is my preference to have more patio space than less, and I think most people tend to agree. Catalina does something well here, and that is a full-size outside kitchen. They kill it with a full-size outside kitchen. You got the bigger fridge, which that, in conjunction with the fridge inside, is going to give us over 10 cubic foot of cold storage. Not too shabby. Actually over 11, I think. But anyway, just like the kitchen, shelved overhead cabinets for max storage. You got a nice little spot over there to crack open a barley pop. Outlets to run, I don't know, blenders, margarita station or something. And they even accented the wall out here. Just nice touches. They didn't have to do that, but it looks good. Same sealed edge counter stuff we'd have seen inside. That's a real sink with a real drain to a holding tank. Dual plywood drawers, and a free-floating Coleman camp grill. And I don't think I really have talked in depth about these in a while. We've had these for a long time in Freedom Express and Apex, other Coachman, the Coachman lightweight sisters to these, basically, but I haven't really talked about them on a Catalina. If you're not familiar with these, this is a high-output grill as opposed to a low-output grill, which is what you get when you connect to an LP Quick Connect, is a low-output grill. Low-output grills cook fine. The hiccup is they don't do very nicely in the wind. So if it is, you know, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl outside, it's going to blow the flame out on a lot of those things, but not those Coleman can grills. It's a high output grill. It feeds off those separate pressurized bottles, which means that grill's also totally free floating. So you got a picnic table over here. You want to sit, cook some sausages or something? Well, you could do that. Now, they did something here that also surprised me. They fully dressed both awnings. And what I mean by that is you have dual easy tilt awnings, but they both have lighting below them, and they both have the same Dometic power channel, which includes a handy little quick, like, twist in place locking light fixture to give you like awesome extra lighting onto your campsite. Obviously, we have upgraded to the LCI stable steps here. Now remember that the one we have in stock could be a little different, but this is how we like to build them at Haylett RV. Got the extra large entry handle, and that's the anti-slam door over here. Catalina's did not have the year before, so if I would have walked up and jackhammered the door like that, it'd have gone kablammy, which it's not doing now, obviously, and that's the sound it would have made, is kablammy. Anyway, outside TV hookups. Place to keep your kids tied up, and I guess your pets, but that's weird, right? And we have a large pass-through storage with an extra large door on this side, but you see it is a true pass-through on both sides. So whether you've got little sewer storage totes or hoses or something like that, you're good to go. Not to mention, you got those bigger zero-gravity like Faulkner chairs, the really nice ones. You've got places to put them. Good Lord, does it look good in the sunshine. It looks good. Stupid fly jumping on me over here. Get away from me. Anyway, all right, sorry. I was getting attacked by Mother Nature. So, whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between, we do it all. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.